When you think about the Philadelphia Eagles offense, it's hard not to picture one name at the forefront: Dallas Goedert. The standout tight end, known for his physicality and playmaking ability, has been a cornerstone of the Eagles' attack. But this offseason, things were different. In a year filled with uncertainty, could the Eagles really afford to keep their star tight end? The rumors swirled, the questions mounted, and Dallas Goedert's future with the team was in limbo. But now, we know the story. What really went down this offseason? Let's dive in. But first, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below about your thoughts on Goedert's return to Philly. As the offseason unfolded, one of the biggest storylines surrounding the Philadelphia Eagles was the future of their talented tight end, Dallas Goedert. It wasn't about injuries or performance. It was about money. Big money contracts were already on the books for several players, and with the Eagles' salary cap tight, there were real concerns about whether Goedert would be staying in Philly. Goedert, who has been an essential part of the Eagles' offense, especially as a pass-catching tight end, was thrust into trade rumors. But let's be clear, this wasn't about Goedert's play. This was strictly business. After all, his ability to make crucial catches and contribute as a blocker made him one of the top tight ends in the league. The Eagles had a tough decision to make. Could they really let go of a player of his caliber? Or would they find a way to keep him around for another shot at the Super Bowl? And here's the thing. It wasn't just about football for Goedert. It was personal. This offseason was a new experience for him. Speaking openly about the situation, Goedert said, "It was the first offseason I really had to deal with something like that. It was tougher than I would have expected. There were days where I would just sit and stare at the TV and wonder what was going to happen. Imagine that. The uncertainty of whether you'll be wearing the same jersey next season, not knowing what direction the team will go in. For someone as entrenched in Philadelphia's identity as Goedert, that's got to be a tough pill to swallow." But as the days went on, the uncertainty didn't go away. Goedert mentioned conversations with Eagles general manager Howie Roseman and his agent, trying to figure out what was in the cards for him. "I was excited to leave, and then I was sad to leave, and then I was excited to stay," Goedert said. "There was just so much uncertainty that it was hard." Now, this wasn't about a lack of faith in Goedert's ability. It was about the future of the franchise. The Eagles had other priorities, and as rumors flew, Goedert's name was constantly in the mix for potential trades. And let's not forget, this was a team that had just come off a Super Bowl appearance. The pressure was on for the Eagles to make the right moves to keep their championship window open. But despite the emotional roller coaster, Goedert ultimately got the news he'd been hoping for. In the end, it wasn't the trade rumors that would define Dallas Goedert's offseason. Instead, the Eagles and Goedert worked out a restructured deal, keeping him in Philly for another year. For Goedert, this was more than just business. It was about staying with a team he loves, a fan base he respects, and a roster that he believes can make another Super Bowl run. "I was really happy we were able to get a deal done," Goedert said. "I'm excited to have the opportunity to run it back with the same team, and it feels good to be staying in Philadelphia. It means everything." For Eagles fans, it's a sigh of relief. Dallas Goedert remains a key piece of the puzzle in Philly's quest for another championship. Whether it's his catching ability, his blocking, or his leadership, he's going to be vital to their offensive success in the 2025 season. And for Goedert himself, it's the chance to prove that the uncertainty of the offseason was worth it, and that he's ready to help the Eagles get one step closer to lifting the Lombardi Trophy. So what do you think? Was it the right move for the Eagles to keep Goedert? Can he help them get back to the Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more NFL updates, and share this video with your friends. The Eagles are gearing up for another exciting season, and Dallas Goedert is right there with them. Stay tuned to see how this plays out. Run it back in Philadelphia. Goedert's back, and so are the Eagles. Super Bowl hopes.